Hey guys, so I was asked a really good question with regards to one of my short videos recently, and it was regarding the use of the teddy bear in the Reiki and the dowsing and the cards. So, the cards and the dowsing really aren't actually an aspect of Reiki in itself, distance Reiki. So this is why I use the bear. Sometimes I use the diagram, which is obviously just the physical form of a person. The bear is just exactly the same thing. It's a representation of the person receiving the healing. And the thing is, with having a bear, a lot of practitioners use a bear. Some practitioners just use a name on a piece of paper. Some practitioners just use themselves. Some practitioners just sit with the intention of sending the Reiki to that person without using any physical thing. But sometimes it's good for us to focus our intention on an object such as a teddy bear, and so that's why I like to incorporate the teddy bear or the diagram into distance healing. But everything is intention based within Reiki, and the thing is as well, we're not in control of the Reiki. The Reiki is being received by the recipient, so that's something we need to be totally aware of and totally transparent about. Is don't let the ego get involved and think, oh, it's me that's doing all this. You're not doing anything. You are merely at the channel for the Reiki to flow through. That is it. If you work on more sort of psychic intuitive stuff, like I like to, then sometimes you may receive messages or you may receive imagery or something like that, but don't allow that to inhibit the healing session, or don't allow that to sort of get in the way of the session itself. Just focus on the healing. The other bits you can write down as you go through the session, just so you're not going to lose that focus and lose that train of mind and lose the intention. So the bear is just basically the physical representation of the recipient. So that way you've got the head, you've got the heart, you've got the various points of the body, you've got the arms. So if they're having issues with maybe pain in the knee or the feet or the arms, then you can focus your intention on those areas of that physical form, that physical shape of the bear, and that is basically it. The other good thing about the bear, because everyone loves a teddy bear, it helps to just open and soften your energy. It opens your heart space, it opens your heart chakra, because everyone loves to see a teddy bear. And this is my teddy bear that I had made for me. His name is Herbert, and he is my director for distance healing and attunements. So the other thing we also have to be aware of is when we're doing the distance healing is that because this bear now becomes that person, so we also have to be respectful of how we're handling the bear, because it has been known for practitioners' hands to be felt on the person's body on the other side of the world, wherever they may be. And that's how powerful Reiki is. That's why when we talk about hands-on healing and distance healing, there is no separation of effectiveness between the two modalities. So when you're working around the head, it's totally fine. When you're working over the chest, if they're a female, then be aware that they don't want to possibly feel your hands on the breasts. If it's other sensitive areas of the body, be aware of where you're putting your hands. Also be aware if you're having to move the bear or move the positioning, do it very slowly and cautiously, because again, it has been known to, if somebody moves the bear very quickly, that during the healing session, that person receiving the healing, wherever they may be, felt very dizzy all of a sudden. This has been known to happen. This is the effectiveness and the power of the Reiki healing, because we are all connected, we are all one, and that's the power of consciousness. The reason why I use the DAOs is basically because before I start the actual healing session, I like to meditate for around about 10 to 15 minutes before the session. I'll then do a Gasho meditation where I just tune into the Reiki energy, and then I like to set my intention out for where the Reiki is going, who it's for, and then I ask for simple answers such as yes and no from the Taos. So I'll get an indication going round and round, usually for a yes, and then left and right for a no. And then I'll ask if there's any areas, any of the chakras, any of the energy points within the body that require any extra healing, anything like that. And that's what I use the Taos for. It's just basically an indicator for yes or no questions to be answered by the energy and by the recipient's energy. And that's basically that. Again, that's just the intention. The reason why I use the cards is, one, it gives me a little bit of guidance as to the energy of what I'm working with regards to the recipient that's receiving the energy. Plus, it also gives them guidance. So I like to send an oracle card meaning or maybe a tarot card, whatever it may be. I like to send that to them via a picture or email or via messaging, just to give them some guidance in life. And it may not have any meaning currently, but it may be something that might come up in the near future for them to be aware of. But that is basically it. It's very simple, easy way of being able to send distance Reiki by using a bear or using the diagram. Again, exactly the same principles with the diagram as with the bear. You've got the physical representations of the physical form, and that is basically it. The thing about Reiki is so many people want to overcomplicate it and flower it up with all these different spiritual gifts and tools and things that we can use, which are great. You know, I like using them. I like using sage. I like using Palo Santo. I like using crystals. I like using incense and cards, but keeping it as simple as possible, especially in the early days of practicing distance Reiki. I mean, I love distance Reiki. It's such a beautiful way of being able to give, regardless of distance, but keeping it as basic and simple as possible, because the more you add into it, the more it can clutter and create disturbance in the mind, and that's not what we want when we're practicing with Reiki. We want to be a clear, conscious channel and just be at peace. And that's why we use the Reiki precepts, the Reiki principles, the Reiki mantras to keep ourselves focused, grounded, and in a wonderful, harmonious place to be able to provide the best healing possible. And that is basically it. That is the wonder of distance Reiki and distance healing. So I hope this answers some of those questions that people may wonder about the short videos that I put out there with regards to using the bear, the diagram, the Taos, the cards, and the crystals, whatever it may be. It's all intention based, but it's all for assistance, guidance and healing. So there we go. Much love. Like and follow, subscribe to the channel for more information with regards to Reiki, healing, your spiritual journey and spiritual development. And if you want to book any distance Reiki or book any Reiki with me, I always put my links and everything in below in the descriptions box where you can get in touch and book via my website. Much love. Bye for now.